Way.
Could you give us your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I didn't think we played very well. Thought we played a quality opponent on the road and didn't execute like we're capable of, and disappointed in the turnovers and the way we tackled.
When Montana went to that second quarterback, number 17, in the second half, how prepared were you guys for him, and why did he seem to present a challenge?
Yeah, we didn't tackle very well. He's a good player. He made us miss tackles for sure. They said all week they're going to play both those guys, so we prepared for both of them. We didn't tackle very well, and he made us look bad. I'm going to give him some credit too, because he's a good player. They have a good offensive line, but I wasn't happy with the way we tackled.
And their first quarterback, number 7, in the first half seemed to be playing well, but you guys, did you figure out something with playing defense against him in the second half there?
No, I just think that the running of the quarterback adds another number and another element. So where we a lot of times have a free hitter, we don't have that in that scenario. So when our first guy doesn't make the tackle, he was gaining yards.
What did it take for your team to kind of settle down? Because at the very beginning there, it looked like it was kind of the perfect storm.
We have a young, very, very young football team. I don't know the number right now, but I think it's somewhere about 65 to 70 freshmen and sophomores on the roster. So we have a lot of guys that are redshirt sophomores and sophomores, but hadn't played a lot of football. So yeah, they looked nervous in the first quarter. All phases, offense. Defensively, we give up a score early. Offensively, we fumbled the ball on a routine shovel play. And then we settled in and played okay for the rest of the way, but the first quarter obviously got us in a hole.
Coach, can I get your thoughts on the atmosphere? How unique is it to what you see?
Yeah, well, we don't see crowds like this in our conference, so it's fun. And I've coached all over the country. I've coached in the ACC. I've coached in the American, the MAC, and this is as good as any environment that I've ever coached in terms of just the fans being right up on you. I've coached at Kinnick a few times in Iowa, and it's like that there. They're really close. The fans are great. They make the game fun, and our kids really were looking forward to playing in this environment. I wish we'd handled it better in the first quarter, but this is something they'll remember forever because we don't get to play in front of crowds like this.
Can you talk a little bit about, I think I counted 4 passes that Pushka made when somebody's right in his face and he put a run on the money.
Yeah, he's a competitive kid. He's a tough kid. He's a guy that nobody with the scholarship would recruit because they say he's too short, so he'll just keep going and winning football games and throwing touchdown passes against teams that didn't recruit him. I mean, that's where the recruiting and the size and the height and the weight and all that's kind of bullshit because you can't judge a guy's heart.
What do you think of that shot at the end zone there late?
My mom said if you don't have something good to say, don't say it.
You guys played the eventual national champions last year. How would you compare this Montana team to the South Dakota State team you
They're
guys saw?
similar. I mean, the thing about football is every team that's taking the field this Saturday, they're so much different 11 weeks from now. Guys are going to get better. Guys are going to improve. I hope we get better every week. I hope we're a better football team next week than we were this week. We played South Dakota State last year after they're coming off that game with Iowa where they were all beat up, and so I don't know. I know this team that we just lost to today has a lot of talent, and I'm sure if they keep improving, they'll make a hell of a run.
Felt like your team was able to slow the game down in that third quarter. How do you feel like they were able to do that and kind of make the game a little closer?
Well, we ran the ball a little bit better. Against that front, for us to sit in there and try to throw passes all day wasn't going to be good. So there were some third longs that we just, like the one was supposed to be a safe play that we fumbled, that was just going to be a shovel play to get off the field. I mean, on offense, you reserve the right to punt. And the last thing I wanted was third and long and getting sacked and the ball on the ground and the crowd going crazy. So it's all right to punt on offense. But when we run the ball effectively, it takes the crowd out of it and sustains drives a little bit. And then, you get a couple first downs. Now, all of a sudden, 99's coming out of there, and some of the guys are rotating out, and then you get to advance the ball a little further.
How'd you like the game plan and using kind of fly sweeps and things like that against kind of that their aggressive style?
That's kind of what we had to do because we didn't match up great up front. So we felt if we got the ball on the perimeter, that's where we'd have to get 1 or 2 blocks instead of executing 7 blocks. And I thought we ran the ball pretty well on the perimeter.
You guys were able to get some pressure, control line of scrimmage pretty well at times, especially in the first half. What do you think about the way that your front 7 played?
They played really hard, and we played, I think, 11 guys up there today, just because of the mismatch in size and all that. So we rotated a lot of guys, and they all played hard. And I'm happy with the effort they gave. I mean, they played hard. They were really close a couple times too.
When you guys were preparing for Montana, you're watching their defense from last season. So how did what you saw on the field compare to what they did?
They weren't different today than what they had on film. I know they got a new coordinator, but it was the same stuff. I mean, I noticed very few changes. There was 1 or 2 little coverage tweaks they had, which were good, and then they were smart and good defense, and we had to adjust to those, but it wasn't that different.
on the other side of the ball, new coordinator as well. Did you see they were doing anything different from last year?
I don't watch that side as much. I call the offense, and I got 100% trust in our defensive coordinator. So we meet twice a week just to figure out what his plan is, but I don't get into the nuts and bolts of their offense that much. Nope. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Good luck.